You seem uncomfortable. Do I make you nervous, Corky?
No.
Thirsty, maybe.
Curious, maybe.
That's funny. I'm feeling a little bit curious myself.
Burn? Oh, such a limited imagination. This is my body. This is my blood. Happy are they who come to my podcast.
Welcome to Pleasers
And Punishers,
where we talk about movies that people love to watch.
movies that ruin your today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
and all things kinky and queer.
I'm Caitlin of the North.
I'm May. So cool. Radical. Wow, you've got great taste. Schultz.
And I'm Amanda Jane Stern, and I want to know, if demons are only metaphor, then what the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm so glad you quoted that line. It's so good.
And today we're discussing how soon is too soon to tell a very personal, intense dream about your daddy issues to a complete stranger. As we say, goodbye, Julia, and hello to Joey for Julia, Joey, John, and Jamie June. Yes, that's correct.
You did this to yourself.
I did this to myself.
This is your fault.
Because I love Marcy, Martha, May, Marlene. Marcy,
Yeah,
Martha,
that
May,
sounds-
Marlene. Marcy, Martha, May, Marlene.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I do need to do some warm-up exercises before I do this next time. Julia, Joey, John, and Jamie June with Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. Directed by Anthony Hickox. Written by Peter Atkins, who also did Hellraiser 2, Hellbound.
And is also the bartender in this.
And one of the Cenobites. Starring Terry Farrell, Paula Marshall, Kevin Bernhardt, Doug Bradley, and with big-ass assists from the crew, who were almost all in this movie playing bit parts. We also have music by Randy Miller.
And here we have another sacrifice to offer to the Leviathan. He is an author, film programmer, pop culture critic, and PhD, the host of multiple podcasts, as well as the Dumpster Raccoon Cinema series at the Review Cinema in Toronto, Anthony Oliveira.
Hello. I didn't know when to jump in. May, that Pinhead voice was incredible. Like, I feel
thank
like
you.
you should do it in like direct-to-video video games or something.
I've been told I should do erotic audiobooks. I've been told I should
By
do
me.
voice acting.
I've said this several
Oh,
times.
yes, and I appreciate that. I honestly, I do think I missed my calling a little bit, but, you know, I get to do my little impressions.
Oh my god, it was incredible. It was exactly... It sounds like... It sounded both like the Bradley and like the Clive Barker voice that he wanted in those books. Like, so good. Anyway,
Thank
hi
you.
everybody. I'm Anthony. It is a real pleasure to be here talking about these weirdo kinky movies.
Listeners, we haven't switched to video yet, but I just need you to know that Anthony is wearing a shirt that says, "Don't bully me, I'll come."
Yeah, this is the official Hellraiser merch, obviously.
I would love it. Send it to me.
Okay, so before we get into it, and Anthony, we'll start with you, what is your favorite third installment in a series? It can be a trilogy, it can be horror, non-horror, whatever you want. Just what is your favorite third installment in a series?
It's so funny because like I saw this was coming up and I was like, oh, like the third one is usually where the wheels really fall off, arguably including this one. But I think my hot take is that I really like Halloween Season of the Witch, the one that is right.
That's
that
mine
one-
too.
Yeah, right. Like that one's great. It is the only one that isn't what's his name.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, yeah. It is the time they were like, what if this was just like an anthology title for things? And they were like, oh, let's never do that again. But it is so weird. It's the one with the like druid masks being distributed to children that like turn into bugs and kill them. I was obsessed with it when I was little because I read the novelization way too young. So that one's maybe my hot take, although May, you're on board. And I think the one that is not as hot a take, but I think people kind of forget is the third one, is Exorcist 3, right?
I fucking love that movie so much.
It's a weird one. It's kind of it's very stagey. Like, it's very much just people talking about, like, the stakes of being a Catholic priest, which is maybe why I love it so much, until the, like, studio mandated a new climax at the end. And you're like, oh, the budget just increased quite a bit. But that one rips. But you have to pretend Exorcist 2 doesn't exist so much that I think people forget that one exists, so as a third.
Which is interesting because I saw Exorcist 2 for the first time a few months ago, and I loved it.
Really? I would need to revisit it.
Oh my god, it's got an Ennio Morricone score. It's got Linda Blair acting her ass off. It's got, what's her name? Kai Wynn. From Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, another DS9 connection for today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my other pick is... I mean, I have two other picks. Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. That was my first Nightmare on Elm Street. I still love that movie. I think
more than the others? Like, more than 2? I couldn't say it because of 2. That's the thing.
See, 1, 3, and New Nightmare are a perfect trilogy to me.
Yes, I think New Nightmare is amazing.
Yes, I agree. I think if you watch those 3 together, it's a perfect trilogy. And Caitlin is showing off their Freddy's Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a ColecoVision cartridge?
I'm just glad that none of us are going with Alien 3, because Alien 3 is garbage.
Alien 3, I mean, Alien 3 is like a good
beautiful
movie
piece of
trapped
art.
inside a bad movie. I am so into this art you're showing us right now. I interviewed Mark Patton for Fangoria back in the day.
God.
And then we kind of stole/asked for the art from it for the screening we did, because it was the Call Me By Your Name poster, but with Freddy and what's his name?
Oh my god.
A choice that has only gotten more interesting after the revelations about Armie Hammer. But
Can you send us that?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent. My other pick is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Perfect movie. And hands down the best in the franchise. Anyway.
Best in the franchise? Better than the first one? Like,
Mine was also Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. It's
excellent.
2 is such a different movie. You know, it's such a different thing. But you're right, 1, 3, and New Nightmare are such a tight trilogy. And it's such a good sequel to what was set up in the first movie. Versus, you know, looking at Friday the 13th Part 3, which is the one where it is Jason and he gets the mask.
Yeah.
But it's not one of the
I love Friday
ones.
the 13th Part 2. I'm a baghead Jason girly. I don't think the mask is scary.
I kept a tally of how many of the movies is it actually Jason as the killer, and does he actually have the mask, and is it actually him killing counselors at Camp Crystal Lake, and it's only 2. It's only 2 movies.
Correct. What about you, Caitlin?
So, as per usual, when these come up, I go, have I ever seen a movie before in my life? Have I ever seen a third movie in a franchise? I don't even know. So I started looking things up, and Army of Darkness came up, which was the first Evil Dead movie that I had seen. So that, like, I have so much nostalgia and love for that movie.
That's my favorite Evil Dead.
And they're not the same characters, but there is like a trilogy of late 60s, early 70s adult Japanese animation that I really love. The third one, which is Belladonna of Sadness, which we might be covering at some point.
Yeah.
However, then I remembered, you stupid bitch, you have the Eye of the Tiger. You know what everyone else lacks? The Eye of the Tiger.
Yep.
You know what you need, Rock? You need the Eye of the Tiger. Rocky 3.
Yeah.
It is 100% Rocky 3. I am obsessed with the Rocky series.
I've never seen a single one of them.
Neither am I.
I've never seen a single Rambo movie unless you count Son of Rambo.
I've seen First Blood.
The Rambo movies you're not going to get a ton out of. The Rocky movies go from like a serious, kind of amazing, like study of a character
Oscar
piece,
winning,
strangely written by Sylvester Stallone.
I can't do the Rocky movies. It's too visceral. Like, it's too real violence.
Only at first.
Oh, they're not even close to hitting each other though. It's kind of
opens that
it's
way,
one of those
and I'm
things
just like,
where once you get to like 3 and 4, they're just pulling those punches. Yeah. But let's see.
I have a hot take. Third movie in a franchise, Aladdin 3, the one with his hot daddy.
Oh, you know what?
Aladdin and the King of Thieves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Rocky 3, because we have Carl Weathers, which this is why it's better than Rocky 4, because we have Carl Weathers for like the whole movie. And Rocky training in very, very short shorts on the beach. And once Rocky's able to run faster than Apollo Creed, they go into the waves and they jump with each other and they hug each other and they just love each other so much. And I really think it is the gayest of the Rocky movies.
Because the question was favorite, I couldn't say that one because the fourth one is so wonderfully stupid that the fourth one is my favorite. Like, Amanda, like you say, they're too visceral. Like, there is a robot in the fourth one. Like, he has a friend who is a robot. Like, that's where Rocky ends up going.
Robot.
See, I've only tried the first one, and it starts so viscerally, and I gave up because it's just, that's not... I love horror movies, and give me really gory horror movies, but it's different than watching people punch each other.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like,
3 also has Mr. T in it.
Hell yeah.
Hulk Hogan is in it.
Boo.
It is off the walls, and it is when Eye of the Tiger is introduced.
Eye of the Tiger absolutely fucking rules. That song is an all-timer.
I always think it's the fourth one. What is the song in the fourth one? The fourth one also has some bangers.
Then they just start using Eye of the Tiger for all of them, I will say.
Is that why I'm thinking of it?
Probably.
Wait, speaking of bangers, in the credits, when our movie for today goes to credits, did you listen to Hellraiser?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
That's Lemmy. Let's go.
That's fucking Motorhead.
The only other thing I have to say about Rocky 3, which I could honestly do a Rocky
Welcome
podcast.
back to Rocky, the podcast with Pleasers and Punishers.
With Pleasers and Punishers, Rocky
There you
Month.
go. Get your rocks off.
Maybe we should do Sylvester Stallone's softcore pornos.
Oh my god.
On Patreon. Julian heard me and he just goes on Patreon.
Oh, yep, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Lingerie
Apollo Creed
lovers.
dies in Rocky 4, and that is one of the other reasons why Rocky 3 is my favorite, because Apollo Creed is my favorite. So I'm going to stop talking about Rocky now.
I feel like you kind of have to do Rocky on this show because Rocky is such a sub. Like, the whole deal is like...
Oh my god.
The whole pitch of Rocky is not that he has to win. He just has to take enough of a beating. He wins in Rocky just by being beaten up enough. Like, he doesn't win that fight. Like, it's kind of amazing.
You officially just sold me on this. And speaking of being a sub, let's get into some role play.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite?
Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim all your life.
Rich douchebag J.P. Monroe, who looks like a rejected Dylan brother, buys the spiffy, updated Pillar of Pain, which, look, I know it's got more of an H.R. Giger influence, but I don't like the way this looks compared to the janky wooden one with stuff just nailed to it. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
That end of the first one is like, it's like they had 2 minutes to get into quick drag Pillar of Souls situation.
Yep.
Fuck, it's the Pillar of Souls, not Pillar of Pain. God damn it.
No,
Okay, hold on.
Pillar of Pain has good alliteration.
It does, but okay.
It's like you're combining the Pillar of Souls and the Queen of Pain.
True. But we'll meet her in the next movie.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, So JP Monroe buys the updated Pillar of Souls from an unhoused man at the Pyramid Art Gallery with absolutely zero awareness that guy doesn't actually work there.
That's one of the producers, by the
Yep.
way, who's played that man. Yes.
Witch.com, Chris Christopherson.
Yes.
I love that you're being, like, so woke calling him an unhoused man in this, when he's just, like, this full, like, 1930s cartoon hobo situation.
He's still kind of hot.
He is extremely hot.
That's why I called him Witch.com, Chris Christopherson. Chris Christopherson is hot.
Look, I know they're trying to tell us he smells, but he's really hot.
He just kind of looks like
Douchebag
that,
JP
too.
does not do it for me. That is not. No, thank you.
No.
What is the deal with this? Because this character kind of is in all the other ones too, right? Like, there is this kind of, like, shadowy, unhoused man.
Yeah, the Vagrant is essentially the guardian of the box, who is that multi-headed dragon skeleton in human form. And in the first two movies, it's the same actor. You only see him at the very end of the movie on the Pillar of Souls. But different actor here. It goes more into it.
Because it's the producer here.
Yeah, it goes more into it in the novella, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he's essentially a guardian for the box.
You mean the novella, like Hellbound Heart? So good.
So are you telling me he's Karen?
Karen.
God damn it. Meanwhile, sidelined reporter Joey Jadzia Dax Summerskill witnesses a man being brought into the hospital with bloody chains hooked into his body, which becomes suspended and electrified until his head explodes. She tries to get info from Terry, who came in with the boy, but she blows Joey off.
Doesn't blow Joey.
No.
Not
no.
yet.
Not on camera. Yeah.
Right,
Not
exactly. Not yet. I do love her introduction, though. It is so funny, and I know it doesn't quite fit into the Hellraiser universe. However, when she is just like, and those assholes who knew this was going to happen, and they put me on it anyway, and I'm just like, yes. You go off.
Joey visits JP's club, The Boiler Room, the weirdest club I've ever seen in a fucking movie. Look, and I've watched Cocktail, so I've seen that weird club where they have to wear referee uniforms and everything. There's like spontaneous CEO slam poetry. This club is weirder. So she visits the Boiler Room looking for Terry, but doesn't look very hard because Terry's literally in the room where she meets. Well, she's not at the same table, but she's a couple tables over.
Oh, okay.
I just like that this club is somehow connected to this really bougie looking restaurant.
Yeah, it's all part of the Boiler Room. It's like going to a motel with themed rooms, you know? So you've got like the Dungeon Club, you've got the bougie restaurant, you've got JP's apartment, which always makes me think of Top Dollar's apartment above the club in The Crow. Anyway, so Joey meets JP, gives him her card. Terry calls her, comes over, and brings the puzzle box with her. JP, meanwhile, sticks his hand into the hole left in the pillar due to the removal of the puzzle box and gets bitten by a giant rat, which sends his blood flying all over the pillar. It absorbs his blood, awakening the Hell Priest. Whoa.
I want to go back really quickly because when Terry comes over to Joey's apartment, she 100% looks like she's on her way to a Delight concert. Like, groove is in the heart.
I think you mean D-Light.
Delight.
Yes.
I just, her outfit in that moment, I'm like, this is so early 90s. So early 90s.
Terry makes a disastrous breakfast. Love that she's holding the Campbell's Guide to Microwave Cooking.
Don't do coke and cook, everyone. That is all I'm going to say.
No. Smoke weed and cook, because you may feel like it's taking you 2 hours, but you'll realize it's only been about 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, wow, this food's going to be amazing.
Don't try baking after you get drunk because
God,
it's not going to work.
No. Always a bad idea.
It's not going to work.
She's also
Sometimes
smoking
you end
while
up with
she
cookie
cooks.
things.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right.
Like, smoking is a very big thing in this movie and for this character specifically, but, like, smoke, like, I don't know, it was what, 1992, but like, over the eggs, please don't do this to me. Yeah.
I don't like my eggs over ashy.
Yeah, exactly.
So Terry makes this disastrous breakfast, then takes Joey to the gallery where she had discovered the pillar, and they find out that it's been closed for a month while the owner is in Hawaii, thanks to a helpful man with an ugly dog.
Little black poodle that is just dragging along the street.
They break in through the back and find out that the pillar was previously property of the Chenard Institute.
Dun, dun,
Never heard of it.
At the club, JP picks up Sandy, with whom he has sex that looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. And the Hell Priest, now upright in the pillar, awakens. Now, let me just tell you real quick. This woman had a no nudity clause in her contract, so she did not want to show her boobs on screen, and that is why they're having sex the way they are.
That's why his hands are just over her
She was
tits.
sent over by like an agency, had not read the script.
Nope.
And was like, got there, was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. And
So they
like,
had to come up with things to like get her to do this.
there are some cheesy performances in this movie, but
Hers might take
is,
the cake.
Hers is the worst.
Hers is the tits.
He looks so hot, though. Am I alone in thinking he looks so hot? Yeah.
She's really hot.
Yeah.
Wait,
And I gotta
JP
say-
or Sandy?
No, the
both.
lady.
Both.
No,
I find
JP
him.
does not.
He's no longer my type. But when I watched this as a kid, it's like this was a major
Understandable.
moment for me.
You know what? He's got a nice back.
You called him a
he
rejected
has a
Dylan
very
brother,
nice-
which unfortunately is my single greatest type. Like I was a Xander Harris girly, you know, and like
Oh, I know.
Xander Harris is also a rejected Dylan brother situation.
yeah.
He really
The
is.
Dylan brothers don't do it for me.
Yeah, well,
I think Matt Dillon is incredibly fucking sexy in Wild Things, and that's about it.
there's also a situation here where his forearms are really hairy, as are his like ankles, and it's clear the rest of him has been waxed to Kingdom Come, which is such a crime, such a shame, but you know, straight audiences, they can't.
Chains emerge, wrap around Sandy, and rip off all of her skin before she is completely consumed by the pillar. And skinless Sandy is actually played by the actress playing Terry.
Okay.
Because actual Sandy was like, I'm not doing that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Joey offers for Terry to stay at her place for the time being and comes into
she
possession
does.
of a tape containing interviews with Kirsty Cotton when she was at the Chenard Institute.
You are lesbian.
Suddenly, the face and voice of Elliot Spencer, a.k.a. the Hell Priest before he turned into the Hell Priest, appear on screen to inform Joey that Kirsty is telling the truth. JP engages in a dialogue with the Hell Priest, who essentially recruits him to be his errand boy and bring him bodies on which to feed. So naturally, he calls Terry to invite her over. Doc, who is Joey's cameraman, leaves a message on the machine to congratulate her on getting a job in Monterey. So Terry leaves in a huff with the box and her bag of stuff. And also, if you didn't figure this out, this is not actually Doc. This is the Hell Priest manipulating reality. JP stands in front of the pillar and beckons Terry toward him with Uncle Frank's signature phrase, "Come to daddy."
It's so much sexier coming out of Uncle Frank's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
though.
But she avoids being eaten by the pillar by knocking JP out via a punch in the face with brass fucking knuckles. I love this. The Hell Priest convinces Terry to feed him JP instead, and the pillar becomes all goopy and fleshy, collapsing and releasing him.
So I do want to say one thing that came up a lot in both reading and listening to like the commentaries and everything was Cocteau's Orphe, which is another Orpheus in Eurydice, but he did the Beauty and the Beast, where everything is fucking terrifying and coming out of the walls. And
Is that the one we're covering?
No, we are covering the 1978 Czech version of Beauty and the
That's
Beast,
right.
where the Beast has a bird head and is actually a murderer. And she's still like, okay, but get in me. But the Cocteau version
Obviously.
is very queer-coded, very interesting, and really ends with him turning into the like Gaston figure.
Right.
And then Belle looks at him and says, "You look like someone I used to know." And he goes, "Well, did you love him?" And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "Did you love the Beast?" And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "You're a very weird girl."
Doubly weird because
goes,
the
"Yes."
actor Jean Marais is Jean Cocteau's boyfriend,
Yes,
like
his
long-term
lover,
partner, who is also the Orpheus in all of the Orpheus movies.
Which is also a very queer-coded Orpheus, because in it he falls in love with death.
Look in a mirror all your life, and you shall see death working its way on you like bees in a hive of glass, is what death says in that movie. So good.
That just covered me in goosebumps.
It's so good.
When we do Cocteau month, Anthony needs to come back because, yay, someone else who obsesses over a Cocteau movie.
Oh, I mean, half this shelf is Cocteau's notes on how to write. Yeah, I'm obsessed. And yeah, this movie is doing the, like, you have to go into the mirror. Like, the shot where she reaches into the very strange, huge picture window she has in her house is straight out of...
Place is amazing.
Cocteau. He does that a lot because he loves... Basically, his trick was always to fill, like, a pool with mercury. So all his movies, you have to put on a glove before you reach in the mirror because you can't have the actors put their hands into liquid mercury. But yeah, same things going on here for sure.
I was not expecting to find out that this movie has multiple Cocteau references, so that's beautiful.
Cocteau is amazing.
So speaking of what you just described,
Man Bites Dog referenced him too. It was really funny. They were like, they're talking about gay filmmakers, and one of them says Cocteau, and then he says, "No, you mean Jean Marais," and I'm like, no. Cocteau and Marais were lovers. He also means Cocteau.
Joey meets Elliot in a dream in India, 1921, and he goes on a nice little anti-war diatribe, if you're watching the extended version, while explaining his transformation into the Hell Priest and detailing how to defeat the evil version of himself. All of the weird art in the boiler room comes to life, and the Hell Priest massacres the club patrons.
I love that baby. Oh, that baby's back.
Man, an awful little baby. It's all such like high school art in that club.
Oh yeah, it's like edgy high schooler being like, "Well, this represents how I feel about my parents."
What if a baby
Middle
was
school
wrapped
emo.
in barbed wire? Yeah, exactly.
Joey sees a report on the news about it, even though her TV isn't plugged in, so she calls Doc and rushes over to check it out. Inside the club, she finds him among all of the bodies, his head in his hands,
Joey.
his head in his hands, and his camera on the bloody stump of his neck. She gets into a war of words with the Hell Priest and runs outside where the city's utilities and a bunch of new Cenobites all try to murder her. I love that it's like the sewer grates exploding, power lines falling down, fire hydrants bursting open. It is literally city utilities being used to attack her. The cars aren't exploding. Nothing in the stores is exploding.
It seems like he's really bad at catching up to her. But similarly,
I think he's just fucking with her.
she seems in real danger, the actress.
He's toying with his food.
Yeah.
That actress, Terry Farrell, Terry, right? Like, her name is Terry? I'm not crazy.
Well, I know, it's really
Her name is Terry, but she doesn't play Terry.
Yeah, okay. Which must be very bizarre for an actor. Like, but anyway, yeah, she looks like there's multiple shots where I'm like, they could have killed her with that one. Like, she seems scared.
No, yeah, it's a cat toying with their prey.
Yeah, for sure. Some cops show up, ignore Joey's warnings, and get blown up. Shit! Gasoline! Joey makes her way into a church, followed by the Hell Priest, who has a scene that I cannot accurately describe, even though it is the best part of the movie. But
Black Mass.
It's so good. This is the centerpiece and the highlight of the movie for me. And everything he says to the actual priest who, that's his congregation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
sure.
Yep.
Everything he says to that priest is delicious, which is why I quoted it for the opening.
The crew was mad about how blasphemous this scene was.
Yeah, well, and they filmed this in North Carolina, which is...
yes, they did.
It's not always the
And
most...
the church wouldn't let them film in it. There's a matte backdrop. They couldn't actually,
Yeah.
If I were a priest, I wouldn't let them film this there either. You have one job, and it's to make sure they don't shoot Hellraiser 3 inside your church, right? Like, that's kind of the gig, yeah.
Joey runs away and is found by Terry and JP, who are now Cenobites, and solves the puzzle box, causing them to disappear one by one. In the dream world, she is greeted by her father, but oh no, it's actually the Hell Priest.
Watching that, it's like, girl.
They do actually call him Pinhead in this movie.
Yes, I know, she calls him Pinhead. I still...
If we're going to call the guy an unhoused person, we're going to call him the Hell Priest, right? We're not going to use any slurs, and Pinhead is one of them. So.
Our Black Pope, our Angel of Suffering.
The Pontifex of Hell, yeah. High Priest of the Order of the Gash, right?
While she is suspended from the ceiling waiting to be tortured, Elliot and the Hell Priest combine into one entity, releasing Joey from her chains. She transforms the box from the Lament configuration to the Leviathan configuration, that's the pointy one, stabs him, and finds herself back in the real world. She submerges the box into some fresh concrete and walks away. Sometime later, we see the newly constructed building that is filled with the box's iconography and a real sculpture outside that exists in North Carolina. Ooh. Then, credits.
The artist also made a very similar sculpture that is in the Vatican, and I took a picture of myself at it. It's very cool, yeah.
Hellraiser!
Okay, so...
Lemmy!
I don't know. This is probably a silly question, but have any of you ever been to a club like the Boiler Room where there's like different rooms that are set up differently? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Florinda's in Manchester, England.
Okay. And Anthony, where did you go?
I mean, this club is obviously very dorky and very, very straight and sort of like I've been to actual clubs that were way cooler than this, but like the specific vibe of like there's a punk show happening here and then there's like a restaurant in this other room. That used to be what the Fifth was like here in Toronto. Like they kind of have peeled off some of that, but it was just a giant warehouse where it's like you can have fine dining here and like I remember their website used to even have like the dress codes for the different rooms. So you would have to like, if you knew which part you were going to, you had to dress differently. So this isn't impossible. I've seen something like this before. I do not remember El Pillar of Souls being involved, but otherwise, yeah.
Such a shame.
I remember women in plastic boxes dancing with chainsaws.
Oh,
hot.
There you go.
Like, I mean, obviously they didn't have
Delightful.
their chain, but were they revving them, or was it just a prop?
Yes, they were.
okay.
Nope, they were revving them.
Whoa.
They were in like metal bikinis.
Hot.
Wow.
This checks
I want to
out.
go there.
Manchester,
How you dance
England.
with a chainsaw.
My friend is from not Manchester, Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
My friend is from it's very Newcastle. I have a very good friend from Newcastle. And years ago, I went to uni in London, and I went home with her for a couple of weeks to stay with her parents, and that's where she took me out. I love her parents so much.
Incredible.
Was there a restaurant?
Yes.
Wow, yeah. There you go. Did they serve
And
it
then
with
there
a
were
chainsaw?
like blue rooms in the back. No, the chainsaw dancing was only in the front room.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a restaurant that way. And then there were like blue rooms in the back. I don't mean porn. I mean they were blue, literally blue.
Like the Mask of the Red Death. But the room was all like that's kind of what this is, right?
And
like
then there was the
that's
basement
also
room.
that's also a party place where every room has a different theme, right? Like just Edgar Allan Poe was ahead of the curve, I guess.
I love Mask of the Red Death so much.
Do you like the movie? The Vincent Price movie?
Oh, yes. That is my
was just his
favorite.
birthday.
That's my favorite Roger Corman Poe adaptation.
Oh, I need to watch it again. I was rereading. Actually, I was at. Speaking of bad clubs, I went to a Poe speakeasy the other day, which was very bad. It was one of the worst club experiences I've had in a while.
No.
They advertised it as a speakeasy, and if it had been that, it would have been cool. But it was just like folding chairs, stadium seating, while actors came up in bad costumes and recited 4 Poe stories, and like a drink cart went by in plastic cups and like handed us a pretty bad drink.
No, you're supposed to have like the bartender as Lenore.
Exactly. Like you can do it,
so
but they
many
didn't.
missed opportunities.
But the last reader was The Mask of the Red Death, and she was pretty good, but I was trying to remember, like, how do you stretch this into a movie? Because it's just a guy walking through 4 rooms. Like, it's not...
Oh,
That's a horror movie, easily.
Yeah?
That sounds...
Well, I mean, Corman did
tracks,
it, so...
Yeah.
You put a plague on it and go.
Yeah.
Aren't they doing a remake again?
I don't know.
Isn't that what they're
Possibly.
doing with Mikey Madison and Léa Seydoux?
Oh.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I need to watch the price again, because it's just, like, I couldn't remember how it gets to, like, 90 minutes. 'Cause, like...
Yeah, I love every minute of that movie.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, Corman.
Tell me, y'all, what was your first experience with this movie? And Anthony, please go ahead and start.
It's one of those things where, like, my childhood was very circumscribed by Catholic nonsense. So this movie was both designed in a lab for me, but also, like, not something I could watch full length. But I remember flipping through the channels. We used to have City TV here in Toronto, which would do, like, bluer movies sometimes. And I do remember, I'm sure the first scene I ever saw of this was that guy having that weird sex with that girl and his sweaty back, and I was like, something is awakening in me.
Right.
Pinhead always scared... Well, sorry, the Hell Priest always
You
scared...
can call him Pinhead.
No,
I'm not going to judge.
I know it pisses him off, and I don't want to upset any elder gods. Yeah, so I didn't see it end to end that I'm aware of until, like, just a few years ago, but images from it have always been kind of burned in my head.
Cool. Caitlin, what about you?
Previously on Pleasers and Punishers, I had said that I'd seen one a lot. And maybe around the time I was doing my costume, a bit before, I was like, I'm going to watch at least 1 through 4. So I watched 3 just at my house. And I had a blast. I was like, I don't know if this is a good Hellraiser movie, but I'm having a really good time.
What was your costume? Tell me.
I did a Hell Priest.
Oh, yeah?
More modeled after the 2022 version, but
I think the Hell Priest is the most labor-intensive of the horror franchise costumes, as I think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, someone was bagging on Jason's hockey mask, but that's 3 seconds
It's a
of
hockey
prep,
mask.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, Freddy's, it's hard to get Freddy wrong, right? Like...
A lot of people don't like the way he looks in New Nightmare, but I fucking love it.
Oh, the redesign?
I think it is even more terrifying.
I like it because it is sort of the streamlined 90s version, right? Like, it feels like it is specifically meeting that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
But the original's a classic. But yeah, we're learning about how difficult... And, like, Doug Bradley was really suffering on this one because they tried to cut down his makeup and it was much more painful because of that, right?
it was still like 4 hours in the chair every day at least.
There's an archival interview with him on the Arrow 4K where he talks about how much fun everyone had making this movie and how happy he was with it. And that kind of threw me because I always knew that he was really unhappy with the makeup process on this one and was like in pain for it, especially when he had to be in the pillar all day. So knowing that he looks back on it fondly actually makes me really happy.
Good.
And it is his least favorite makeup, though. He did say in the audio commentary on the Arrow release that this one was like his least favorite makeup, but like the best time he ever had on a set.
Amanda, what was your first experience with this one?
This is sometime in my 20s. I did the entire Hellraiser franchise.
All of them.
So it was part of my go through all of them before the remake, the 2022 came out. So I don't really know when I think I did. So I did the first 4 sometime, and then I did the rest of the franchise after the 2022 came out.
Which is fine because you don't, we've talked about it, but you don't need any of those other ones to watch 2022.
Yeah. No.
So this was my first Hellraiser. I saw this on TV late one night on either Cinemax or HBO, as I was wont to do when I was in my youth. And the club massacre scene scared the shit out of me. Everything else, I was kind of like, oh, this is interesting. This is weird. I want those two girls to kiss, even though they never fucking do. But the club massacre scene, like, really genuinely freaked me out. But then I also thought DJ CD Cenobite was fucking hilarious. And yes, that is the character's actual name. DJ CD Cenobite.
Yeah.
Fuck you, CD DJs.
And I was like so fascinated by it. You know, I had seen the boxes for 1, 2, and 3 at the video store. They scared me. And so when I saw this movie and it scared me, I was like, oh no. And so it took me a couple years to get back to Hellraiser. But then I watched 1 and 2 and I was like, oh, I love these so much. I have a Lament Configuration tramp stamp on my back. Like, that's,
wow.
that's how much I love Hellraiser. And I'm so glad that this was my first one because I got to get the goofy, cheesy one out of the way and then watch the ones that I really love. And speaking of things I love, let's discuss the film's context in our next section, Faith and Chance.
I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself, because I'm the maker of my own evil. Goodness is only some kind of reflection upon evil. That's all it is.
What was going on in movies at the time? So this movie came out in 1992. The highest grossing movies of the year: Aladdin,
Woo!
The Bodyguard, Home Alone 2, Basic Instinct.
That's wild.
We should
I
really
love
talk
that.
about my theories on Joe Esterhaus one day. And Lethal Weapon 3.
Checks out.
I have
Yeah.
mixed feelings
Checks
about
out.
Lethal Weapon 3, but I can understand why in 1992 it was one of the highest grossing movies.
I've actually never seen a Lethal Weapon movie.
I've never seen a whole Lethal Weapon.
No.
I genuinely used to love them, and I just can't
can
do it anymore
understand
because Mel
why.
Gibson is such
Yeah.
a piece of shit. But they're fantastic buddy cop movies.
I feel like I would enjoy them too, but I didn't watch them when I was younger, and now with everything, I can't.
Yeah. Anyway.
So we are still solidly in the era of the erotic thriller. This is also the year of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. But this is also a good year for erotic horror, because this is Bram Stoker's Dracula. The actually horny Dracula movie.
Yes.
Showing it again in 2 weeks. Can't wait.
I haven't watched it in years. My friend Abigail, who's here tonight, actually let me borrow her 4K of it. And I've been like,
sumptuous.
I need
It's gorgeous.
a 3-hour block of time to actually sit down and watch this movie.
You're going to have to take breaks.
Yeah.
And so this is, and it goes to the Oscars. So it's another look. Horror can go to the Academy Awards. Of course, it's only an art, sound, costume, and makeup. Indie film is totally booming. This is me saying I would really love the 90s indie film boom to come back, please.
That'd be great.
And that is movies for 1992.
And I will say that Peter Atkins swears that the reason that our lead Cenobite is talking more this movie is not because of Freddy Krueger, or we start getting our quippy horror villains, Chucky. It is because Kirsty reminded the Cenobites of their humanity last time, so now they're talking more in this movie. So
He is quipping, but he's not like making pop culture references or anything. Like, he is still like quoting the Gospel of John and stuff, right?
That's interesting, though, because the Hell Priest and Elliot Spencer are split. So it's interesting that that's the argument, because if it was the humanity, well, the humanity is an Elliot.
Right.
So shouldn't the Hell Priest actually be more feral?
Yeah. It's I don't know if we're getting into it or if we still want to do more context stuff, but like, there is a kind of diminished. You think what you want is more of him, right? Like, you watch the first two and you're like, oh, he's so scary. Tell me more. Tell me more. And that's the thing you kind of have to resist as a writer,
Yes.
I think. Like, there are things in this that really scared me as a kid, and now when I watch it, it's like, okay, oh, brother. Like, there are elements of that
goofy.
church stuff where it's like, okay, fine. Like, as much as this is a scandal in 1992 or whatever, it is a little it reads dorky to me. And like the new Cenobites are the kind of ultimate example of that. Like they're so corny, right? Like the CD, like
DJ
CD's famously not sharp, right? Like you can't hurt somebody with the CD.
Haven't you seen Three Ninjas? They use them as throwing stars.
It's actually funny because the CD one looks so much like the knockoff Pinhead in Cabin in the Woods, right? Like the who has the skill
like
saw
saw blades.
Yeah, exactly. And like the camera guy and like
the fact that his eyepiece can both penetrate people and launch rockets is incredible.
Yeah, they feel like they're designed to sell toys in some. I don't know if there was a toy line. It doesn't feel like it.
No. There were action figures of all of these, because when I posted about watching this movie yesterday, one of my friends was like, "Oh, I used to have the DJ CD Cenobite action figure until I had to sell my whole collection."
Yeah, they feel very toyetic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Wow.
The cameraman doesn't deserve it. That's the thing.
No. I love Doc.
When he calls Joey a bitch, I'm like, excuse you.
Yeah, I feel like
He's
it's
like
a
the only person who's actually looking out for her.
Exactly. Like there's a version of the script I could imagine where like if you made it that every one of them had this kind of frustrated desire towards Joey, like if it was that like, okay, JP, like, sure, fine, and Terry is like, yes, corrupted by like this, they need to all have a relationship to desire to be Cenobites, right? And like
whereas Doc isn't. He's
so
just
nice.
Like, he legitimately just seems like a really nice person who is kind of parental towards her.
Yeah,
he's
it feels like
supportive.
that is done simply to spite her, rather than because he had any connection to the world of desire.
This one definitely has some plot threads that just don't connect the way that the others do.
Yeah.
So, I know, World War I, which we haven't really talked about. We've talked a lot about World War II here.
I wonder why.
I know. And a lot of the flashbacks with Elliot Spencer happen in Flanders Field. And World War I was pretty devastating to the British military. Approximately like 885,000 British military personnel died during World War I, 900 to 950,000 if you count personnel from the colonies such as Canada, India, South Africa. Just continue on. It wiped out a generation of like the UK's male population. It was 6% died, and then 12.5% of men who served were killed. I just watched Marama, so I am very much in my fuck you English feelings of all of this currently. And in terms of World War I, feeling like come rain or wind or hail or snow, I'm not going out to Flanders. No, there's fighting in Dublin to be done. Let your sergeants and your commanders go. What else was going on was like the Irish were rebelling. And it is wild to me that a tiny little island in the northwest of Europe just fucked up so many cultures and people that it's just like, I feel very conflicted about all of this. So I will say just the Ages of Desire, which came with a Quartet of Torment by Phil and Sarah Stokes. This is what Doug Bradley had to say. This is why I bring up World War I. It says, in examining how to play the character, seeking out pleasures to counter the dull ache and loss of joy after surviving the horrors of the First World War, Doug visited London's Imperial War Museum, immersed himself in poetry, and crucially encountered a television documentary. The moment it came alive for me, he offers, was watching a BBC documentary about the survivors of the Battle of the Somme, the failed attempt by the British Army to break through the German lines in 1916, which resulted in the heaviest losses ever sustained, 60,000 dead or wounded in the first 24 hours. The battle trudged on for months with scarcely any ground gained. By the end of it, a lot of that had to do with trench warfare as well. One survivor said that he felt he had no right to have lived and that he felt he belonged dead in the mud of the Somme.
Somme.
I was like, I just did that incorrectly. Somme with his comrades. And that was it. That for me, this is Doug Bradley, that for me was the link from Spencer to the undead state of Pinhead. I had to put the feeling into Elliot. Both Pete Atkins, the writer, and I would have liked to explore Elliot's, death wish downward spiral in greater detail. There would have been restraints on it, given that Elliot chose to continue as a serving officer in the Army, but alongside the obvious sex, drink, drugs, opium, I think, there would have been an interest in the wilder shores of poetry, art, religion, and music exploding out of the fractured post-war world. He would grab hold of whatever he could in order to forget, eventually leading to whispers about a strange little puzzle box.
I love that, and it makes me even more mad that a lot of the anti-war sentiment that Elliot espouses in the movie was cut out for the theatrical version. So if you're not watching the extended version, which I think is only available on disc, you're not getting that. You're not getting him essentially proselytizing about the horrors of war and that it just completely destroyed everyone. And I think that's actually a really poignant thing, and maybe one of the only really poignant aspects of this film.
And then juxtaposed with Joey's dad dying at the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
It's like war is the actual hell on earth. What?
Whoa.
I have a lot of like conflicted feelings about some of the stuff that this movie does, and this is kind of part of it. Like, it is doing this interesting thing, right? Like, it is sort of thinking very specifically about the pointlessness of World War I and the pointlessness of the Vietnam War, right? Like, they're both linked in this very obvious way through her sort of dream sequences. What is stranger to me is, like, if you're making a movie about, like, Pinhead, Hellraiser, Hellpriest, whatever, and the horrors of war, I don't know if this is the movie that it should, like, this club stuff, J.P. Monroe, like, none of it sort of links in to that.
This is the too many different plot threads that don't work. Yeah, this is the plot threads that don't connect.
Like, I can imagine a version where you could make a movie that lets you foreground that stuff, and it feels...
JP would have to be a veteran.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
When I first went into watching this movie, the first time I saw it, I don't know where I read or had been told that this is the one that really delves into the Hellpriest's background and backstory, and I was expecting so much more of that. Like a real character study leading us to the Hellpriest. And then I get this kind of muddled thing.
And he similarly is like... I actually, like, in Hellbound Heart, I don't remember anything that intimates that they were human. Like, they feel, to me, when I read that book, the Cenobites, whatever we call them, the Order of the Gash, they characterize themselves as he says in the film version, too, like angels to some, demons to others. And they feel like entities that are ancient as creation, right? They feel like they might indeed have been almost in this like Book of Enoch sense, kind of the angels that helped build reality that then turned into the Watchers that are like, it's cool down here and we like pain, and like it kind of just fucks them up. And then the idea of being like, no, he's actually a guy who died like at this point when this movie is made, like 80 years ago. It's like he doesn't feel like that, and it doesn't feel like the horrors he represents are the horrors of war. He is this sort of like elegant, almost surgical figure. What I like about this, like I think about other post-war texts that have characters like this, and like the one I think about immediately is like he kind of does feel like the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings, right? Like the Witch King is like the right version of this, the way war kind of makes you not even into a person anymore, just sort of this empty shell. And like, like Houseman and Wilfred Owens and T.S. Eliot, they all feel like a good thing to pull on if you want to conjure up the Hellpriest here. I just have really conflicted ideas about, like, oh, they're just kind of people who got fucked up is less interesting. And the silliest version of that is, of course, like CD head and, like, bartender head or whatever. Like,
Bartender head.
Like, what is this anymore? Like,
television head.
Yeah, right.
Camera head.
Yeah.
Camera head.
Oh, we didn't get radio head.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, that's okay.
We have them now. Like,
Tom York's a Zionist, so he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, we already have a genocidal Radiohead now, so we don't need...
So then it would have been appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well...
am I alone in this? Like, is there something about making them human that...
No.
Like, I like Freddy Krueger as a fucked up person. I like Jason as a fucked up person. But, like, the Hell Priest feels like something scarier.
Really felt like that there doesn't need to be a how did this happen kind of thing. You know,
right. I feel like it's just
don't
always
necessarily
been.
need an explanation. Yeah, so bringing it into, like, the real world and not that long ago. Like, in the grand scheme of time as a flat circle.
There's also something about, like, she's dreaming about her dad she never met who died before she was born in Vietnam, a place she's never been. Like, it's kind of this cartoon version of Vietnam that she's kind of imagining. It's like,
it's literally just like a field with some trees behind it.
For some oak trees.
Yeah,
those don't grow in Vietnam.
They're just all over the place in Vietnam, I'm sure of it.
I like what you're saying, Anthony, and I really love that idea of them being truly ancient beings. The way I interpret it is that beings cycle through being Cenobites, being part of the Order of the Gash. So when someone is in the right mindset, not to just open the box, but to become part of it, they join the crew, essentially.
Yeah.
And that means that, like, someone else who is like, you know what, I'm done torturing souls for eternity, they can retire. I see it as sort of like a rotating cast of
I do kind of like that. Yeah.
And not to give anything away for the 2022 version, but the way Cenobites are made there feels more akin to the way they're made in Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, where it's like you have to really be someone who is going to get into this.
Sure.
And I don't know. I love the way they do it in that movie. So I'm excited to hear what you think when you watch that one.
When I hear them characterize, like, Pinhead is the Cenobite of the 20th century, then I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. And then I could understand also why a person would be fascinated by it, right? Like, if you're arrogant enough to think, well, I'm next in line, if you are one of these sorcerers, like that one we meet in 4, right? Where it's like, I could do this, I'm ready, or even Frank in, like, 1, like, the idea of being like, it's a tryout, and if you fuck up, you're just going to get your face pulled off. But, like, if you can really prove yourself, you're the next in line. I like that. I just feel like the Elliot Spencer stuff just never quite works for me. Like, also, like, he's played as sympathetic, and it's like, you are the guy that did this. Like, you're human, but it's like, we're meeting you after you're already the shithead who, like, wants to torture people. So,
it's a very interesting approach.
This is all stuff that we will get into in the discussion questions.
Excellent.
Whoops.
This is the stuff I was thinking about when I wrote discussion questions.
Excellent. Well, before we get there, Caitlin, tell us more stuff.
In 1916, there was a large uprising in Ireland. It's the Easter Monday uprising, and it was fighting against the colonial rule of the UK. And what this is that I was quoting is a song written about how, like, English people would go into places in Ireland and try to recruit them to go die in Flanders Field. And they're like, no, thank you. Would not like to do that. And the thing was, like, fighting in Dublin that has to do with this uprising. It was not a successful uprising, but it's one of the most famous ones where, like, Michael Collins was a part of it. A lot of Irish revolutionaries died. So I always just like to put out when World War I comes up again, the English were using a lot of their colonial power to get people from other countries to go fight their wars. So, moving on from those fun things, I will say that our kind of main cultural influence, it's funny, Peter Atkins met, at least at the time of 2014, his wife on this film.
Nice.
She was like a double for Joey. It's hard because he said Terry, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, actor Terry,
and they're all
Terry.
both in the same. But whatever, he's like, apparently she didn't want to get burned by cigarettes, so the woman
her loss.
Right? Ended up Peter Atkins' wife, so I thought that was very cute. Nice. But we have the Hellraiser Motorhead music video. Wonderful. Excellent.
Hellraiser.
Yes. In 4 years, they go to space, so we do have another not straight-to-video Hellraiser.
Yes. 4 is the last theatrical.
And because this movie grossed $12.8 million on a very, very small budget. Again, that's why they're using the crew for
They filmed in like 6 weeks.
to fill in a lot of this.
Well, and Anthony Hickox did a lot of in-camera editing. He was a very
fast,
economic and efficient filmmaker. And I love a few of his movies. Like, I love both Waxwork movies, both of them. And I really, really love
Children of the Corn 2.
No. God damn it. What's the other fucking movie that he did? Sorry.
Because Children of the Corn 2 was like going on, I think, either right after this or right before. They were almost at the same time. Like Tony Randall.
There's so many Children of the Corn movies.
It's cheap. You just put a kid in a wig and you're set.
Feel the corn.
We can make one
go.
right now on this podcast. If you want
I'm doing a podcast in a week with the actor who played Malachi.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I love both Waxwork movies. I think Anthony Hickox is a good director when he's doing something a little bit campy. He also did Sundown, the movie with Bruce Campbell as like a vampire hunter. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. So he was an interesting choice for this, and I think it just got a little fucked up tonally.
It was supposed to be Tony Randall. And Tony
who
Randall
did the second movie.
Yes, who did the second movie, and he had major clashes with the producers because New World Pictures had been sold, like the rights got all fucked up. And they're like, oh, we'll bring back Tony Randall, and apparently his vision, which he wanted to still be darker, more science fiction-y oriented, was not what the producers wanted, who wanted really funny. Very in the zeitgeist of the time.
That is what happens with the rest of the Hellraiser movies. It's about, what are the other big franchises right now, and how do we capitalize on that?
So he was fired very quickly, and they brought on Tony Hickox. There was a lot of fights about the script. This was like the darker version of the script. As I have to say, this was the darker version of the script.
This was dark? Okay.
Apparently there was also an original version of the third story that Clive Barker wanted to be set in ancient Egypt, where the Great Pyramids were actually the first lament configuration. And he told Doug Bradley about this, and Doug Bradley was like, oh, that's great. Wait, that means Pinhead's not going to be in it.
Right. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like maybe, then Doug Bradley couldn't do it. Like, if Pinhead was like a thing that, like, multiple people get to be Pinhead, right?
Yes.
But
I like
then
that
you can't
idea.
cast Doug Bradley either. So
Not in Egypt. I mean, they would have. But
oh, you mean like when Kim Cattrall played an ancient Egyptian woman in Mannequin?
Kim Cattrall.
that's right. I always think, Kim Cattrall.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think ancient Egypt. I think Kim Cattrall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think Joel Edgerton. And one of the things that was kind of big for this, so the U.S. distributor ended up being Miramax.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Dimension picture. They own the rights.
Yep, and it was the first film distributed as a Dimension film.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the other things that came up was it was more Bob Weinstein.
Yeah,
that
okay.
was
I
involved
actually
with this.
know a lot of background on Dimension films because my mom worked a lot with them.
He did want more topless women.
Yeah,
in the
no. This
club
is not
scene.
to be nice about any Weinstein. I will say,
Right.
Harvey was not involved in Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
That was not his side of things. That was entirely Bob. I'm not saying he's a great guy, but he's not Harvey.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying there.
So
But yeah,
Harvey is Miramax and Bob is Dimension? Is that...
they're
like
both
the useful-
Miramax, but yes, Dimension was really Bob's spinoff only.
Does it have a different, like, thing that it does? Like...
Horror. It's only horror.
Yeah,
It's
Dimension was only
horror.
for horror.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It basically was the way that we have Blumhouse churning out cheap horror now, that's what Dimension was.
Gotcha. And Freddy is over at New Line, right? Yeah, okay.
Which is Shay.
Yeah.
Yep. Funny enough, since you have your ratings, I will say at the time of release, according to Wikipedia, the overall reviews were actually more positive than Hellbound.
Interesting.
At the time of release. But what are they now, May?
Well, now on Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 39% approval rating based on 22 reviews. It was like a 35% popcorn meter from audience.
Wow,
It's got a
that's
5.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2.7 out of 5 or a 5.4 out of 10 on Letterboxd. And those all kind of make sense to me. You know, this is the redheaded stepchild of the first 4 Hellraiser movies. It's goofy in... sorry, Amanda, I love you. It's goofy in a way that the other 3 aren't. It's campy in a way that the other 3 aren't, but like straight people campy, not queer camp. And, you know, like I said, the church scene is my favorite. I love that. The rest of it is... It's fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a popcorn movie. You know, you can put this on and just like chill out and make fun of it.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that.
I love number 2, but I think that's fair. Like, number 2, for all its virtues, is the 4th act of the first movie. Like, it doesn't actually... It doesn't hang together as its own project, and I think that it really sort of starts to flag towards its end as the Doctor character becomes our primary antagonist, and it's like, I don't care about this guy.
Penis
the effect
head?
doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't actually visually work. Whereas this is a movie that is a movie. Like, if you were going to pay to go see a movie at a theater, it's like, well, it did the thing it was going to do. It's less rich. It's less interesting. I've already sort of gestured at my problems with it, but like...
You can also watch this on its own. I mean, you don't have
exactly.
to watch
you
the
can't
first
watch
2 to watch this
without
one.
without the first.
Because we're in the same position she's in, where it's like, who the fuck is this? Why am I stuck in this story, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Whereas
Right,
the other
you
one
watch
is so...
2 if you love the first one. Like, you are already invested in this series.
Exactly.
I do love that Kirsty's appearance in this movie is basically like the tapes of Sarah Connor in the psych hospital being interviewed about Judgment Day. That's basically what Kirsty is doing here. And I do love that they had Ashley Lawrence film that new stuff for it. I wish
months before everything else
I wish it
started.
went a little bit further. But, you know, sometimes you don't have the budget and sometimes you got to make that money.
It is funny, like, this property, almost more than any other, like, Freddy is so locked to a neighborhood. Jason is so locked to Crystal Lake. This property is literally like, there's a box. If you open it, demons come at you. That should be the most easy to move around. And yet it ends up being so turgid in its lore stuff that it never, like, it would actually be better to be like, well, 3, it was Terry Farrell, and now it's going to be over here, and it's going to do a thing over here. And, like, we as the audience could get more lore, but the protagonists could be completely new every time, and instead we sort of become really focused in on, like, the Le Marchands and stuff like that in a way that does not feel as renewed every time.
Well, okay, so that specific reason, and May might be the only one who understands where I'm going right now, is I have a script called Beast with Two Backs. It's a erotic horror with a demon. And there's like a button at the end that this could go on. I wrote it to be its own standalone thing. There's a director attached, and we're still, early stages, but we have an agreement, and anything that we sign, we'll have to say, like, look, this movie is its own thing. These characters and this demon cannot come back. There's one character in this who can be your through character, who is sort of the window, who knows what's going on, but her story is done. This demon has been defeated. Use the idea, because now you have entered this world where these demons exist. Use a different one. Use different metaphors so that you're not rehashing the same thing. And I only say that because Hellraiser was a huge influence on the script, specifically Hellraiser 1. And that is one of the issues. You're right. And in number 4, that's what they wanted to do, was to introduce new lore and not have the Hell Priest. And that's why they have Angelique. And that is so fun that you're doing something different, because this dimension is a whole world unto itself. Why does it only have to be the same one thing? There's so much else out there.
But, like, the answer is, as you said, like, look at the other movies that were doing well, and it's like number 3 of this and number 4 of that, and it's like...
And that's the dimension of it, is that it's a formula, and because when you sign rights away to companies like this, they own the IP. They can do what the fuck they want. Yeah, and this is the argument to stay indie and not sign with these companies.
Yeah, I think they originally paid Clive Barker like $20,000. He's like, I don't really want to be a part. Like, his vision was not matching up to...
And he wanted them to have budgets,
And so it was, they paid, he's like, they had to pay me $20,000 because for the characters and everything. And then set me on my way until Dimension got involved. And they actually gave them more money to reshoot almost the entire end of the movie. A lot of the insert shots from the club massacre, Clive Barker was actually on set for.
Because they wanted his name, right?
Yep, like, because they wanted his name.
Yeah, 1 and 2 really are, like, Clive Barker involved heavily. 3 and 4 nowhere near as much. And then any 5 through 10, nothing. There is no Clive Barker
not even
involved.
Out of his asshole.
Exactly. I would say that the closest thing you're going to get to a real Hellraiser movie, aside from 1 and 2, is Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
And my argument is Event Horizon is actually the...
Hellraiser in space.
Yeah.
I think it is the prequel for the entirety of the Hellraiser universe. I think it is that thing that they open that opens up, that enables the Lamont configuration to open the Hell World, so it creates like a wibbly wobbly timey wimey ball.
I cannot wait to talk about that when we cover Event Horizon in September. Spoiler alert.
And Event Horizon is itself kind of a ripoff of Warhammer to the point where it was almost a legal battle, right? Like, or was it the other way around? One of them is a ripoff of the other, and like remember. They had to hash it out in court because it's like. Because Warhammer, I don't play, but like I understand it's the same thing. You're teleporting through a hell dimension, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
something like
I have
that,
a lot of trans friends who play Warhammer. There is an archetypal trans woman Warhammer player and miniature painter, and I know a lot of them. But I'm gonna move.
They're painting those miniatures anyway.
Yes. I'm gonna move us on because we're running a little bit long, and there's more to talk about. And so now we're gonna dig into the meat, the goo, the viscera, the goopy pillar of souls in a section we call "Enough is a Myth."
No, I've done enough.
Enough is a myth.
So this movie posits that at the end of Hellraiser 2, when Kirsty returned Elliot Spencer's humanity to him, he and his Hell Priest identity were split in two, with one side basically being the good side and the other one being evil. What is the movie saying about the dichotomy of good and evil? Is it absolving Elliot of his culpability when he is no longer the Hell Priest? Or is it saying that humans contain such dualities and one cannot be contained unless you embrace all sides of yourself?
Oh, are we like hashing that out? I mean,
Yeah, no, this is the question and answer segment.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what happens when May asks the person with the film degree.
I think that, like, I'll take a stab at it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that what the problem is with this movie, actually, is that Clive Barker has one answer and this movie has a different answer, and they're not the same, right? Like, I do think that there is something really key and queer to the way Barker thinks about, like, there's that moment even in this film where the Hell Priest says, like, there is no distinction between good and evil, and the poor guy is stuck inside the Pillar of Souls like costume, and he's like has to radiate dignity as he's like in this like painted like
that
a
voice
Teletubby.
does so much.
It's true, it really does. But like, I think that Barker, in a very queer sense, and even if you haven't read his stuff, like, go watch Nightbreed, right? Like, it is this idea that evil is just a word we use to marginalize people, and like, these desires are not themselves good or bad. That I think this movie's universe is designed to critique, and I think that's exactly why they're sort of depicted the way they are in the first two Hellraisers. Whereas this film has to be like, well, the Hell Priest is evil, he makes fun of Jesus, and he's bad, and he's so bad, he's bad, he's bad, he'll never be any good. And it's like, so much about how they're conceived in those first two films is actually turning on questions of, like, consent, like, to the point where in the second one he's like, well, she didn't mean to do this, and so peace, we're out, right? Like, he just leaves.
Yeah.
That's no longer how Pinhead works here, and the sort of, it's why they're breaking the rules, and it's like, if you break the rules, it's not fun anymore, right? Like, it's not...
Well, it's what happens when you straighten something that is queer.
Exactly.
Yeah, this movie very much unqueers the Hellraiser universe. I would say the next installment re-queers it a little bit. Not enough, but it does re-queer it a bit. But yeah, Anthony, you're right. The straightening of this and the disentangling of that complicated question of what is the difference between good and evil, even though he's saying, like, there is no difference between good and evil, but the movie clearly thinks there is. So it's just kind of shooting itself in the foot.
The first two are much more complex. There is a much... And because then it's also getting into the kink of it and the line between pleasure and pain, and that things can contain multitudes and be both good and bad at the same time. And then you get the straighter, more Christian versions of these movies where it's good, evil.
And what's really weird to me about this movie is that even its queerest parts are so straight in that sense. Like, there is this kind of thing that happens in this film where we're all aware of this, like, lesbian tension between these two characters.
Oh, I think that's coming up in a couple questions.
Sure is.
But it is so straight in the way it's valued, right? Like, it is this pure lesbian, like, it's kind of the way Queen Victoria thought about lesbians, where it's like, well, it's harmless because, like, they can't even do anything, you know? So it's like, it's so, in a weird way, desexed. Like, it lets itself flutter to the surface, whereas, like, everything else about it is, like, very straight. We watch those two straight people have sex. Like, it's not like JP has, like, sexual tension with Pinhead. No. Whereas we understand...
That would be fun. That would be great.
Like, whereas Frank, we understand that there is a dimension of pleasure to this torture that's happening, right? Like...
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say her name, but I have a friend whose kink... And her ability to get off during a kink scene requires her to be terrified. Like, she wants to be scared of her dom. And that's what does it for her. That is, like, the complete opposite of what I want. I want, like, gentle doming. I want impact, and I want it to hurt. But I don't want emotional pain during my kink.
Right.
And it is hard for me to imagine engaging in a kink scene where I'm like literally afraid of the person who's doming me. So that feels foreign to me, but I also understand it because there's so much conversation about safety and consent there. And in this, all of that is just out the window. It's just, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm going to kill you all, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's why it has like these macro effects on the film where it's like I'm not going to speculate about Clive Barker's actual like sexual nexus, but like the desire to be obliterated is so at the heart of these films, right? Like and like the desire to sort of be like the whole Cenobite thing is about this wish to be marked as changed.
To show you. We have sights. Right. It's not about murder. This is just, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, and like that's why it feels so weird when it's like, well, now the cameraman's one of them, and it's like the cameraman, like,
yeah, why?
Like he didn't even. I can imagine a version where he gets kind of collapsed with that editor who's like, you got to show your legs, and then like we can understand that he represents this sort of like frustrated desire, but he's literally just like this nice man, and it's like, well, then this doesn't mean anything, actually.
Right, and in the first two, it really is. It's all about you are looking for this pleasure. You are looking to push past all the sexual bounds that you know, or knowledge bounds. Here it's just, we're going to kill.
Yeah, and like the first one is
simplified.
Like in a weird way, like the Hell Priest is just like this like iconic representation of what Julia has done, right? Like, she has let desire make her a monster. She has, for the sake of wanting to fuck the wrong man, become...
Which, like, fair.
Right? Like, that's kind of the point, right? Like, you look what you're willing to do, They sort of serve that metaphor, but are not the primary antagonists. They just sort of show us, like, here's another version of what you're doing. You're becoming something inhuman so you can get that good dick. And, like, that is not what's happening in this movie at all.
No. Well, I just think it's a level of depth that straight people don't bring.
Yeah.
And that's not...
You don't have to apologize to straight people.
I was just going to say, we can make fun of straight people. I don't care. It's, like, these aren't things they have to think about.
And JP, like, so clearly says, like, that was evil, right? That JP specifically is like, I've done bad things, but what you just did was evil.
Nuance out the window.
That's the thing. There is none. And as it goes on, 4 does kind of pull it back a bit, but then, 5. And this is why I hate it so much. There's no nuance. It is black and white. Good, bad, no sex work. Sex bad. Straight man, white good, you know?
Yeah, even what JP does is like, okay, he had a one-night stand with her.
He's an asshole, that's it. He's just an asshole.
It didn't sound like he promised it was ever going to be anything more than this. Like,
no, I don't understand why she'd expect anything.
Yeah.
Because she's an idiot.
Yeah.
Her character is an
fault.
absolute idiot. Like, you think this guy who owns a club is giving you a rose because he wants you to be his girlfriend? No, he just wants to fuck you.
She's the queen of love and beauty. Shut up.
Okay. So a big part of the movie are the visions Joey has of her father in Vietnam.
Which I did not include in my synopsis at all.
I mean, a little, just the one he tries to trick her.
Yeah. Elliot Spencer was also a soldier who saw atrocities on the battlefield before becoming the Hell Priest. So let's talk about war. Does war, taking part in it, witnessing it, make us lose our humanity? What do you do when war can't be avoided? How do you maintain who you are? Do I think this movie actually has anything that smart to say about war? No, because it's too muddled, but let's do it!
The things that soldiers have to do during wars are not things that human beings, as the evolved mammals with deep feelings who don't just run on instinct, we're not supposed to do those things. We are not built for it. We are not... It's why so many veterans have PTSD and various other issues. It's why they can't reintegrate into society in the way that they were once part of it. Because, war absolutely fundamentally changes who you are as a person. Killing people is... I cannot even imagine what that would do to one's psyche. So having to do that as, like, a job, not self-defense, but you are told, like, hey, this is your job now. You're going to go and kill a bunch of people. That's, like, literally the most fucked up thing in the world. The fact that political powers in this world, and this has been going on for thousands of years at this point. The fact that people can't just go like, oh, borders mean nothing. Like, why are we fighting about this shit? And it's all goes back to capitalism. It all goes back to capitalism because
and religion.
Yes, capitalism and religion, which honestly I see religion often
They're
as a tool of capitalism.
Yeah.
We are not meant to do these things. We are not meant to be killing each other in mass numbers and having to then be a part of society afterwards. So what you read earlier, Caitlin, about soldiers after World War I and that one in particular who said he felt like he should have been dead. Like, yeah, I can understand that. How do you go back to just being a person after experiencing something like that?
Therapy, and none of them had it.
Yeah.
Is one of the biggest things too.
Well, we didn't even start talking about PTSD until Vietnam, and it is actually because of Playboy, of all things, that started openly discussing PTSD, and it was the fuck Hugh Hefner, but it was it was the only thing that actually connected soldiers away in Vietnam back home.
Yeah, and just quick side note on Playboy, excellent publication who are currently super anti-AI, have always been supportive of the trans community, whether or not people realized it, because they had trans models in the magazine.
Hefner was a terrible person, but yes, the publication terrible, but yes, the publication actually legit great articles just took who's that guy Clavicular to task.
Good. What a piece of shit.
Total piece of shit. Yeah, no, actually, when you say you read Playboy for the articles, I do read Playboy for the articles.
Yeah.
They're really good. And yeah, the women are hot. Okay, I think the spreads used to be hotter because, I don't know, vintage aesthetics are more my thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do I own some 1960s Playboys? You bet I do.
Hell yeah.
I have sort of said this, but like, I just don't see this movie interested in engaging what it's raising about war. I also think that, like, as I said, it's like Elliot Spencer does not seem like he's a good person. Like, he's a captain, and like, there is a kind of like the Hurt Locker thing happening here where it's like, you know, Americans will come to your country, destroy it, and then 5 years later win Oscars for how hard it was on their feelings to do that, right? And like, okay, like, there is something interesting to say about Elliot Spencer being sort of made into a monster by war, but it's positing that he's a good person underneath, right? That his humanity will save us.
You're right. He's pretty high up there. He's not just a grunt who got sent away, who has...
And he continued to serve in the military afterwards, too.
Well, this is like when we talked about Night Porter.
Yeah.
And similarly, like, we don't know anything about her dad. She doesn't know anything about her dad. The vision she has of him is, like, completely fabricated by her. There is something very... Like, she's an adult woman who's still dreaming about her father that she never met, who she calls daddy, and it's like, I don't know
While
if this is...
she wears these gothic nightgowns.
Yeah, like, what are we saying about... And she's so disconnected from Vietnam that it means nothing. So, the film is not designed to think about these stakes.
Right, we're 17.
Dips its little toes in.
Okay, so we're 17 years... from when Vietnam ended.
Yeah.
When was she born? When was her dad in he must Wait, I'm sorry. It's 60s. It is the 60s to 75. So she must have been born in the 60s and he must have died like in the earlier side of it?
Yeah, it's possible. He doesn't have to have been the last soldier to die in Vietnam. Like,
he also didn't necessarily go there right away, but I think we're supposed to assume that she's in her late 20s.
Okay, so she was born in the 7th.
She was born in the late 60s.
The most unbelievable thing is she can afford that condo, frankly.
Oh my God, that condo.
I know. All
with
that
beautiful painting of New York in the...
Okay, I'm
and
sorry.
And even less likely is when the cameraman is like, I want to buy your condo. It's like, buddy, what money? With what?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to squat in it.
She's getting that. She bought that with her dead dad's money.
Yeah. No. We didn't have that buying power in 1968.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay, last question. Let's talk about the sapphic undertones between Joey and Terry. So, something that comes up is I am obsessed with the celluloid closet. I literally have the poster right next to me. It is a full-size movie theater poster from when it actually played in theaters, like the 27 by 40 size.
Amazing.
Nice.
Wow.
And the book. So, in Vito Russo's The Celluloid Closet, I'm talking about the 1985 edition, not the original from 82. Russo analyzes queer cinema, starting with silent films and up until My Beautiful Laundrette.
God, that just fucking keeps coming up.
What, Laundrette or The Celluloid Closet?
My Beautiful Laundrette. Yeah, this is like the 5th episode it's come up on.
I know it's really important to queer cinema. We've been doing movies from the time period.
Yep.
And I'm going to see it in
happen.
theaters
Whoa.
soon. They're playing it. New Fest is... Okay, whatever. Yay, New Fest. So, Russo makes the argument that in a lot of early queer or queer-coded films, and by early, I am talking things post-Hays Code where you could have overtly queer characters and label them that way. So we're talking 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Before Stonewall. So post-Hays, pre-Stonewall, basically 1969 to 1979. That's not right.
I was going to say, I don't think that's
not
correct,
right.
but I believe in you, Amanda.
Stonewall is 69, but I am talking about, like, that is, yeah, when you could overtly have queer characters. So that is post-Stonewall. So we're talking 1970s, where a lead character explores their sexuality in a queer relationship. This is their undoing. There are a lot of movies that he cites where one character decides by the end of the relationship that they're still queer, and then guess what happens? They die. And the other one becomes straight again. And I am saying this in a binary sense because that's how these movies are positing them. God forbid there's anything in between.
The Children's Hour is a great
Yes,
example.
no,
right? Yeah.
exactly. That's a little more coded. There are some that are even more explicit. There's one where it's two women, and the woman who at the end is like, no, I am gay, gets hit by a tree. And I'm forgetting the name of it. So I'm interested in this movie.
By a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Can the argument be made that Hellraiser 3 is actually flipping that? Terry's literal downfall comes because she returns to JP. Had she stayed with Joey, could she have actually had a positive future? Was she trapped and thus killed by toxic heteronormative ideas?
And the need for that cocaine. That's where I was looking at. I was like, girl, you need to, the drugs.
Is Amanda projecting the idea that she likes?
No, I think you're 100% right.
Yes.
That's exactly how I would
Yes.
read the film, too.
Yeah,
That there's
I don't
like-
think the film is smart enough to come up with that on its own, but I think that reading is appropriate. I absolutely think that Terry and Joey, because they have these sapphic undertones that are never realized, because again, this movie is extremely straight, we don't get to explore any of that. And it's a shame because even though neither of them are putting in great performances, I'm sorry, Terry Farrell, I fucking love you on Deep Space Nine, but you are not good in this movie. There is chemistry between them. The best scenes in the movie that do not involve Doug Bradley are the scenes with the two of them.
Because they do have chemistry.
And you can tell that Terry has this attachment to Joey as like a slightly older, slightly more put together dyke figure who she just wants to like attach herself to and be a part of her life. And I very much understand that feeling. And I do wish that we had a different version of this movie where that's explored more.
Well, so actually I would say the closest thing that explores that is Ossessione, which is an Italian movie. It means obsession. It's not the obsession that's out now. It's the Luchino Visconti illegal adaptation of The Postman Always Rings Twice.
Interesting.
There is another relationship that gets introduced where the male lead and the female lead have their affair. He leaves her and ends up with another guy. And it because of the time when the movie came out, it's not overt, but it is very heavily, even more than this movie, because it shows you that they are living in a one bedroom together. And the option for him is to stay with this guy and keep traveling, but he goes back to her, and that is what literally leads to his death.
Yeah, and Joey is extremely queer-coded in this. She is not interested.
Her name is Joey.
Her name is Joey. She lives alone. She has zero interest in any of the men around her.
I mean, Terry can also be a man's name.
True.
Right?
She is not interested in sex, being sexy to get to the top. She wants to do the work to get to the top. So she's definitely not fucking any dudes to go up in the world of journalism. She's extremely queer-coded, and Terry comes to her as this like naive ingenue who has been through a bunch of abusive relationships, is essentially homeless, and she could have been her savior. But because she brings in a literal artifact of her previous relationship, in this case in the form of the lament configuration, that's what destroys everything.
Yeah, it also, like, I think the film knows that's what it's doing, right? Like, it does actually the classic Hays Code thing of, like, they go to bed and then we smash cut to them making breakfast, and we have to fill in the time in between. Right? Like it.
Yeah.
And the characters, like JP calls her your girlfriend, right? Like when he brings her back, he has read it that way, absolutely. And she doesn't even actually, like, she doesn't challenge that at all, right? Like, and yeah, as I said, like, it is weird that it does seem to posit that as the pure relationship. It is another one of the things that makes the film feel kind of oddly designed, because Joey's sexual desire is never even remotely allowed to rise to the surface, except that it is, I think, significant and I think saved for the most devastating reveal when she meets the Cenobite version of
Terry.
What is her, Terry and JP, right?
And she's heartbroken. She does not care about Cenobite JP, whatever, fuck him.
Except in as much as his design is sort of meant to invoke this kind of really, like, disgusting version of, like, phallic penetration and, like, quote-unquote straight sex, right?
But
like,
she
he's
is
literally just, like...
by losing Terry.
And her icon is the cigarette, which is how they basically meet, right? She's like...
In the Hays Code, literally sharing a cigarette was, 3 on the match.
Which is literally what they do. She goes to the apartment and she convinces her to smoke.
Oh my God,
she's
a
like,
Hays Code person.
Right? Like, she says, do you have any cigarettes? She says, I'm trying to quit.
The Hays Code so much.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally that. She says, I'm trying to quit, and she says, you've got to live a little. Like, it is literally a seduction through this prop of the cigarette.
And that was a thing used during Hays Code movies, that was the metaphor for sex, because you couldn't show this stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you were Billy Wilder, who just kind of said, I don't care what the Hays Code says, and got away with so much.
Again, at the end of Hellbound, when Tiffany and Kirsty skip off into the sunset, I very much remember Peter Atkins in the commentary going, and they're off to live their best lesbian lives. Right. So I do think he had in mind.
I think he knew. I don't think Anthony Hickox knew.
No.
That's what I'm going to say. It's in the writing, it is not in the direction.
It is in the performances, though.
Yes.
I don't know, though. There's that moment where the camera finds Terry sitting on her couch, and it's, like, very eroticized. I think the film can't actually have a lesbian protagonist in what is aimed at a 4-quadrant.
In
like, we got to get this into
it's
theaters.
92,
They
so
really wanted it to be very, very mainstream. Like, that's what the producers were looking for. Like, they wanted it to appeal, mass appeal at this point.
The 90s
which is like,
was when we started getting bad again in terms of queer representation.
Yeah.
So it's, we had our post-Stonewall moment of when things were really starting to push.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Caitlin and the faces that they're making while finishing their water.
That's my Yes. That's
So
growing up in the 90s.
are interesting. There is definitely some interesting queer representation that comes out of the 90s. But when you're getting to these much more attempting to be mainstream, this is what happens, where it goes back to being coded. We are playing with old Hays Code rules, and some people involved in the production are actively pushing it, and others are just like, gals being pals.
Right. I don't know if Barker is good at... Like, there is something very queer about the two women in the first and second Hellraiser, right? Like, Julie and Kirsty are like... Mm-hmm. But it's even weirder because in the Hellbound Heart, they're related, right? Or something
Stepmother.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's the same relationship.
Yeah, it's stepmother. The weird stuff is the more incesty with Uncle
That's
Frank.
what it is. That's what it is.
That's Uncle Frank. That's not the queer part.
Right. Yeah, so I think this movie is like lesbians go to heaven, right? And like if you do anything with a guy, you're doomed, right? That's sort of it's kind of why our final girl gets to be Terry Farrell, because it's like she's
and
not
her name
sort
is
of
Joey.
Yeah,
Joey. There's a weird slippage to like JP.
Right.
They're both J's, right?
It fits the Carol J. Clover final girl. She doesn't have sex. She has a boy's name.
She uses the enemy's weapon.
Yeah. She penetrates him to death at the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
and again, I was just going to say, the only reason I said I think she goes back to JP because of the cocaine. I'm not saying that.
I mean, I think she goes back to JP because she's so mad that
Joey's
she thinks
gonna
Joey's going to leave her.
Yeah.
You said that's Pinhead's voice on the answering machine?
No,
Is that ever
it's Doc's
specified?
voice.
But is it specified that it was like a trick?
It's not specified, but you can infer that because her and Doc never have a conversation about it. Terry wasn't actually trying to get a job in Monterey.
Oh, okay.
That is literally just meant to drive Terry back to JP. So that is a manipulation from the Hell Priest.
I missed that. Yeah, I know the TV footage that she sees of the club is an unplugged TV, but I didn't clock the answering machine.
Which is also traditional abusive relationship trickery.
Right.
Right, there's so many ideas here. That's the issue.
There's so many ideas and not enough flesh on them.
Right, you have two different, really interesting concepts, and they don't go together.
No. No, this is not the monster you designed to talk about that, right?
No.
Like, Pinhead is like, oh, lesbians, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't seem to catch any of this plot as it's passing by. He's too obsessed with a war story that has nothing to do with these women.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
and
well,
then
what
her
are we
thing
doing?
is the cigarettes and not like
Right, and personally, like, I like the Bound version of this movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Bound is a good place to go for this. Yeah.
It's a good reference.
See previous episode.
The Wachowskis should make a Hellraiser. That's who should be directing Hellraiser.
Oh
movie.
my
That would actually be great.
Okay, well, next time I see, is it Lily? Who I can never remember if it's Lily or
I think
Lana
it's
who
Lily
lives. Next time I see Lily at the music box, I'm going to be like, so you want to make a Hellraiser movie?
Yeah, get on it.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, I think now it's time to play a game.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
All right, Caitlin, what's our game today?
all right, well, I think this is going to be pretty quick, hopefully. I don't know if anyone else looked at the song list at the end of the movie and saw all the excellent metal band names that were included in the said soundtrack. So I am going to read off some names, and I want you to tell me which ones were not in Hellraiser.
That's
Okay, so these are all real
Manson.
bands, and we
They're
need
all
to...
We're
real
not
bands.
guessing
I
which is
didn't-
real and which is fake. Okay.
Correct. And I will, let me see, I will tell you that...
Because I was going to be like, Pantera, they're real.
Right, I know. That's why I made it harder. All right, so which ones are not included in Hellraiser 3? We have Armored Saint.
They're definitely included because they are the band playing at the Boiler Room.
Oh, wow.
What May said.
Cannibal Corpse.
I do not remember hearing a Cannibal Corpse song in this movie, and I think I would have remembered hearing a Cannibal Corpse song in this movie.
I was going to say, this is very much May's game to lose.
Yeah, thank God you're here. I know
point.
Pantera's real. I was like, these are all made up. And now you're saying...
Right?
I know my,
I
rock
almost made
metal,
up some, and I was like, I'm not going to make
and I know my punk. I don't know my heavy metal super well.
Chainsaw Kittens.
I love that name. No idea. Never heard.
I'm gonna say no. I think it's bad branding. I don't think it's part of it.
Because May has never heard of them, I'm gonna say no as well.
Electric Love Hogs.
Great name.
That is a great name.
So good.
I'm mixed on that.
It's like a vibrator that makes you really happy and keeps going.
I'm gonna say a tentative yes on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess no because I feel like it's too racy a name to sell on your soundtrack.
I'm gonna say no as well because I feel like saying no.
House of Lords.
I'm gonna say yes because it sounds so British, and I just think it's very funny.
I'm gonna say yes on that one.
No from me.
Machine Head.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Was Pantera on the soundtrack?
I very distinctly remember hearing a song in this that I was I think that's Pantera, who...
I'm going with yes as well.
For the record, I understand Pantera are an important metal band, but I don't like them. They were all so fucking racist.
I don't know anything about them, but I know the name, and my guess would have been they were too expensive to book. But if you're saying you heard it, then...
At the time in 1992,
they wouldn't have been.
They it's very reasonable that they were on the soundtrack.
I'm going to go with yes as well.
All right. Sepultura.
I don't remember hearing one of their songs, but this is like, hold on, let me look something up real quick.
Cheating.
No, I'm not looking up.
I'm gonna go with whatever May says.
Same. I quickly feel like
okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say yes.
All right. 10-inch Men.
No.
Great name.
I prefer 9-inch nails.
10-inch Men.
Do you, May?
Not that kind of nails.
I say with my really short nails.
Well, there's a reason for that.
10-inch Men. I feel like, again, I don't know. My brain is just like, you can't put that on the back of the soundtrack. I don't know.
The Hellraiser?
Maybe. I don't know. My brain's been scrambled by too many standards and practices, people. So.
Fair.
And Tin Machine.
We're talking David Bowie's Tin Machine, right?
We are talking David Bowie's Tin Machine.
I'm going to say no. I don't remember hearing a Tin Machine song in this.
Didn't know there was a David Bowie's Tin Machine, but I also did not hear David Bowie's voice.
So Tin Machine was a band that he was in with Reeves Gabrel, who eventually became his guitarist for his solo stuff. And they put out a couple albums.
And one of the albums has a bunch of men with their penises out on it. Or just one man multiple times with his penis out. And that is...
So he could rank which ones are his
favorite. My dad had that CD, and it is burned into my brain permanently.
So yeah, I'm going to say
so
no on
penis.
Tin Machine.
Me too.
All right.
All right, how'd we do?
I love this. Not well. I love it.
God damn it.
So, Armored Saint, yes.
Okay, got that right.
Cannibal Corpse, nah, doggies. No Cannibal Corpse.
We got that right.
Got that right.
Oh, you got that right. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got this right. Chainsaw Kittens is a yes.
Oh,
you got that wrong.
With a waltzing with a jaguar.
Okay.
A jaguar?
If you want to say it in the British sense, jaguar. A jaguar. Electric Love Hogs is a yes.
Okay, May got that right.
Mm-hmm. House of Lords, also a yes.
I got that right. Anthony got that wrong.
I'm happy to have lost to this. I knew going in this was hopeless.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got 4 points so
I've
far.
got 3.
I didn't
Machine Head. Yes.
Okay, I've got
So
5
those are
points.
That? Yeah, I think I said
I've got
that.
4.
Yep.
Pantera? No.
Oh,
Damn it.
You misled
No,
us.
Pantera.
sorry.
Pantera. I'm looking at the one underneath it. Pantera. Sepultura.
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 Sepulchrum.
Sepultura. I just said Pantera, so you know what? Is not on the soundtrack. They're not one of the bands. However, 10-Inch Men and Tin Machine are both on the soundtrack.
Okay. But is this on the soundtrack but not used in the movie for Tin Machine?
Oh, like it's the second end credit song?
It's on the end.
Oh my God,
yeah,
if it's
in
the second
credits.
end credit song, how much did they spend?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it tends to be more when you're an end credit song because they're like, well, we're licensing it to you and people are piecing.
Well, I got 5 points.
I got 4.
Heck yeah.
I assume
You're like, I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not
I listen to
counting
sad
at this
gays.
point.
This is not.
Sad music.
It's
Nine Inch
also...
Nails Hellraiser sounds amazing. The Wachowskis should get 9 Inch Nails to do their
Oh my God,
Hellraiser
yeah.
movie.
Can you imagine Trent and
No, the
Atticus
Wachowskis
doing...
should get May to
Well,
Wow.
May should supervise the soundtrack.
oh my God.
do. No, she should do the score.
Tell Trent Reznor what's
Music
what,
supervising
May.
is the person who licenses the music.
But I would love to be a music supervisor for a movie because I love making mixes for people.
Oh God, it's
What
so
would be
much. I've done
like
it.
your
It's
highlights
crazy.
for like if you were doing a Hellraiser right now? They were like, you gotta give us the soundtrack. Like, what are your must pulls immediately off the dome?
Wish by 9 Inch Nails. Guilty by Gravity Kills. I'm dipping into the 90s industrial rock well here. Darkest Days by Stabbing Westward.
You know, it'd be good. I'm Having Sex Tonight by Girlwood.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you'd like it.
Okay, good to know. And I would say Pain by Boy Harsher.
How about Queen of Pain by the Cramps?
Yes, that
Anything
would be.
by the Cramps.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right. Well, let's categorize this bitch.
Pleaser, Punisher. I think we all do not think this movie is kinky. Maybe a touch of queer. Not enough. Just
A
to dip your
skosh,
toes
a
in.
whiff
Just like,
of queer.
Like I said earlier, this is a popcorn movie. This is a great movie to put on when you're hanging out with the right
Yeah,
crowd.
it's a pleaser. It's
because
not
you can just have
punishing.
fun. Yeah, it's not punishing. It's just not great.
It's just dumb.
it's not a good Hellraiser.
No.
But it's a really fun movie to watch if you can just get out of like
Granted,
all of
the
that.
the club massacre scene makes me think of the Wishmaster massacre scene, and I
Yes.
find that one more enjoyable.
Oh, the Wishmaster massacre
May
scene is
and
incredible.
Caitlin know how I feel about the Wishmaster.
What is your wish?
We have a thread
one.
on WhatsApp of me trying to figure out how you could convince the Wishmaster to have sex with you without ever using a wish.
Yeah. Yeah, so he doesn't monkey's paw you.
Exactly.
So
That's a
Anthony,
good-
are you on board? Is this a pleaser?
how do you
It's-
feel?
The thing is, like, like when you say like, oh, it's not a good Hellraiser movie, it's like there's not any good ones. There's like two and a half, like maybe
1 and
the
2.
Clayton. Yeah, that's it. So it's like
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. 1 and 2 are both 5-star movies for me.
I agree.
I'm
I
gonna
agree,
hold my
but, like,
thoughts on
the
4.
actual Hellraiser
and then
movies are great.
2022 is a 5-star
okay,
movie
I have to
for
see
me.
that one. I agree. Yeah, but like it's not a sequel really to those first two. Like it's
No.
not playing in the same ballpark. So it's like, is it a different movie that I find enjoyable? Yes. Is it doing the things I want something that's calling itself Hellraiser to do? Not really.
No.
Exactly.
But I think I like it. I program it. It's a pleaser for me, I guess.
Yes.
This would go so hard in a theater for like a 9 p.m. screening.
Yeah.
That's my pocket. 9:30 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So I should come to Toronto.
You absolutely should. Yes, we're doing Bram Stoker's Dracula in 2 weeks. So
God
come
damn it. Well,
do
I
that.
can't. I don't think I can make the trip in 2 weeks. I have no idea what's going on.
You're closer than everyone else, I think.
This is true. I can make the drive. I mean, I don't drive, but I could have someone else
We're
drive
doing
me.
sleepaway camp in June. At the
Oh
end
my
of June.
God.
Finally, after 8 years of all the trans girls asking me to program sleepaway camp, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And
Wait,
like,
is
we're
this
in.
separate from Peaches and Michael Verratti doing their sleepaway camp tour?
It definitely is. Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
You're like, what a weird time for this all to happen.
It's the moment. We're all thinking, well, we're thinking about it for a lot of reasons, some of which I'll tell you off microphone, but like, it is the moment for trans re-examinations of Sleepaway Camp is all I'll say officially. I don't know when this drops.
In my opinion, it is the moment for trans rage. And with that, I think we'll wrap up with what awaits you next time.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
That brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey, fellow Cenobites. If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review wherever you can, because it helps more people find the show, and it makes us all tingly inside, like bloody chains bursting out of a box into our bellies. You can find us on Instagram at Pleasers and Punishers, and on Blue Sky at Pleasers Punishers. You can also email us at pleaserspunisherspodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Everson Poe. You can find my music, including my Hellraiser 2022 album, on Ampwall, Bandcamp, and streaming services as Everson Poe, 2 separate words. And you can hear me podcasting on Tender Subject and Slayerfest 98. Caitlin?
I can be found at Caitlin of the North on Threads and Instagram, Cat of the North on Letterboxd, and I keep popping up on People Under the Scares' Buffy Watch Along, Fuck My Hellmouth.
Excellent. Amanda?
I can be found on Blue Sky and Instagram at Amanda Jane Stern. I am Witchy Wanderer on Letterboxd. You can also hear me podcasting on Murder Made Fiction and Don't Be Crazy.
And Anthony, where can people find you?
You can find me at Meakoopa, Meakoopa, bad Latin Super Mario pun, on Instagram and currently Blue Sky. I have fled the Nazi app. And you can find me, if you're in Toronto, at Dumpster Raccoon Cinema, at the Review Cinema, once a month, watching trashy movies. And you can find me in Marvel Comics. You can find my book Dayspring on shelves. You can find more books for me in the next year or two. Yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm tough to get rid of. Find me on any of those things.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This turned into a much more interesting and philosophical discussion than I thought we were going to have on Hellraiser 3. And I'm so glad that you were here for it.
Thank you for having me. I mean, you know, this is right in my pocket, so I'm delighted. Yeah. Even when it's bad, it's good. So, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, the first time I heard you on an episode of Slayerfest, I was like, oh, he seems really charming and funny and smart. And then when we finally got to be on an episode together, I was like trying not to fangirl a little bit.
Please.
I find you very, very smart, and I love listening to you talk.
Thank you. I mean, I'd be happy to come back whenever you. I'll be back for number 4 tomorrow or whatever. Like whatever.
In a week.
If we didn't already have a guest scheduled for number 4, we would have you back on. But we do have our 2027 schedule completely planned out already.
Wow.
So, yes, we do.
So I'll send you that, and
please,
you can pick out some more stuff.
Awesome. Yeah,
and
I'll be back whenever. This was fun.
You have the wrong movie written down, May, just to let you know.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I sure do.
Speaking of.
Okay.
What did you have written down?
Don't worry about it. Next week's episode will be on Hellraiser 4 Bloodline, which was directed by Alan Smithy, depending on who you ask. And I think that's
got some classics under his belt.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
famous.
a really fun and interesting discussion. We have another very special guest for that, and we will be recording at noon on a Monday for that.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Why did I not know this? I mean, I'll be there. I don't care.
She's in Central European time.
Right.
So,
yes, I knew that.
Well, until next week, do some aftercare, clean your toys, set healthy boundaries, and...
Hell hath no fury for a woman scorned.
Yeah.
Ooh. I can do it, Pinhead.